Hi Cancer, welcome to your mid-November 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I'm just shuffling the cards. I just did a love reading for you, and it's like that one was very late and this one's very early, but hopefully it'll all balance out. Okay. All right. I remember the first two cards I got were like queens, which are mothers, which is the kind of thing that you are. Well, you're like the Queen of Cups. So we have here at the centerpiece of this reading, the Queen of Wands. This can be a woman who is your elder. I mean, it could be your literal mother. I was thinking of a battle of the mother-in-laws. Or a female boss. That this is definitely like career woman energy. And we have a card that, you know, the Ace of Cups is in the challenge position. So, you know, a Cancer woman who is of childbearing age, I would say I don't think it's much of a going out on a stretch. That's much of a stretch, going out on a limb, I should say, to assume that she would want to be a mother. But there may be things that are going on that are preventing that. And if you are in a relationship, I mean, obviously I'm talking about somebody who's already in a relationship, not somebody who's just, you know, single. This is a general reading, but we're having these two queens as the first two cards. So what I think of is the Queen of Wands as the career woman and the Queen of Swords as the person who is trying to not allow their emotions to get the best of them. Queen energy is water energy. You're a water sign. Like I said, you're the Queen of Cups. And this is, the Queen of Wands is about a woman assuming a position of authority or just as a career person. And sometimes you may feel pulled in two different directions. This can be like a situation of having to choose between somebody who, you know, maybe this woman is your boss or something, and you find her overbearing even. In the upright position, she's supposed to be, you know, a nice lady, but she may be, especially if she is like a fire sign, she may be a little bit dramatic and attention-getting. And I always, you know, I don't know if other tarot readers do this, but I sometimes, even in the upright position, look at kings and queens sometimes as narcissists, as people who have to, you know, have center stage and be in control all the time. Obviously, if somebody is your boss, that doesn't make them a narcissist. So the queen and the king can relate to, you know, authority figures, kind of like surrogate parents in a way when you get older. And I just see that maybe you had to put your emotions behind you and, you know, assume this kind of career move for yourself. Maybe because you feel like the timing is right and you don't want to, you know, you don't want to like just completely decimate your career if you're of a certain age. And I realize that not all people are interested in that. That's the difficult thing about doing these readings, is that I can't really talk about every different person's, stage in life and things like that. But also, when I see these two cards, I think about veering from detachment to passion, or making a decision that leads to some sort of feeling that you are in a good place career-wise. Because the Queen of Swords to me is somebody who has to make this decision, but they don't want to allow their emotions to get the best of them. And what crosses you is the Ace of Cups. And this is kind of like the typical thing I see for people who are water signs. I think a lot of times that they are really well suited for careers in the healing arts. And sometimes they're the first ones to get jobs based on how much something pays. Or, is this kind of work something that is highly sought out, or something, like the popularity of it or what have you. And then obviously if you pick something based on that, it's very difficult to have any kind of sense of satisfaction in your career, because usually money isn't enough to satisfy people. It only can go so far, in other words. And when you are doing something that you feel you're really helping people, it's amazing how you can live a more live a simpler life, and yet a more meaningful life at the same time. The higher message is the Five of Pentacles. So it's possible that you're afraid of unemployment, or that can include what kind of jobs that you pick is based on how high the hiring rate is, or something like that. And finding your passion is so much more important to me, because I know that we only live on this earth for a certain amount of time. And yeah, I think of the Queen of Swords is trying to be logical, trying to be very, it's not, practical would be earth energy, but trying to be logical, using your mind, but not really engaging your heart when you're trying to make a decision. But with the Ace of Cups, it is about beginning something that is very heartfelt. And yet, for some reason, you don't want to do it. Well, the Five of Pentacles says you have to look at poverty consciousness. I've been getting this card coming up. I don't know why. It can be because maybe it has something to do with a lot of the people watching might be in the United States, and the economy is better. I'm sure that there are a lot more jobs available. However, if you don't like any of those jobs, what difference does it make? You might as well be, doing something that you love. That's the whole purpose. Also, with the Queen of Wands, there's a sense of creativity. And water signs like Cancer are creative. Maybe not in the way that we think. They might have their own form of it, but they are creative. And therefore, you're the type of person who really thrives when you are doing things that express yourself. You have all these emotions that can be, it's almost like alchemy. You transmute them into something that is more positive than just kind of a lot of angst. And the Ace of Cups, I think, also connects to, conceiving children. So again, you may be putting that on a back burner for your career. And yet with the Five of Pentacles, you might say, yeah, but what about if what about if I can't, if I'm 40 years old, I might not be able to conceive. And it's like, oh, well, you might be able to, you know, and you do have the opportunity. You can change your mind. What's coming in is represented by the Justice card. This is a card of a sense of fairness, a sense of balance, and also Libra is connected to this sign. So this might be a timing card, because I'm trying to think of any other thing that would make sense to me. Unless you're involved, maybe there's a Libra person that you're interested in, and you're, you know, kind of like busy with your work, but you like this person. But if not, this is connected to Libra, so the timing of Libra is the next transit, major transit. Oh yeah, I think they're saying Mars was in Libra. And that's very interesting, because that's your 4th house of home and family. So in that case, that might be saying that you're going to have to maybe make your case if you're someone who is holding on or wanting to be a career woman, and you're with somebody that thought that you were going to have children, you know, after you got married, and you know, within a year or whatever, and you changed your mind or something. There could be conflict with that. Another timing is a full moon in Libra in April. So that might be another time when something kind of like you find closure with some issue surrounding the idea of motherhood. And the outcome is the Hermit card, and that's a card of being very, you know, reflective, kind of in that state of looking at your life from a interior perspective rather than seeking outward opinions. And so again, you may still have a decision that you're trying to make, whether to pursue career or home life. And you know, looking at the chart, looking at the nodes, which are both in the south node is in your 7th house, and the north node is in your sign. So that does really go along with what the Queen of Wands represents, Cancer, about you taking care of your own needs, whatever they are. And you may have like different sides to yourself. There may be a part of you that really wants to get married or have a family, but right now you're very much involved with your career, and you don't want to kind of neglect that. If you're older and you're not even, that's not even an issue for you. The Queen of Wands can be about confidence, and maybe, you know, with the 5 of Pentacles, the kind of things that you tell yourself, the kind of things that you, you know, how you react to others. The Queen of Swords can be about learning how to be more detached, and that is certainly something that I think Cancer could benefit from. And especially if you're somebody who is looking for love, until you solve this issue, if you have it, it looks like it, you know, you're not going to attract the partner for you, because you're still maybe learning how to become more positive, and maybe there's a Libra person in your life. But the Hermit is about, you know, having a lot of alone time to contemplate these issues, which maybe there might be multiple issues that surround a similar theme of self-worth, of ambition and confidence. Okay, Cancer, that's what I have for you. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.